Then the second, prepare the summarized bank account for the year showing the balance 31st December 2019. So here they have given some information. Let's read it. On 1st Jan 2019, Natalie started the business with 2000 in the bank and the fixtures were valued at 2500. So this alone will go into the bank on the debit side. So let's put it here. So this is a summarized bank account for Natalie. Okay, so debit, and this one is the credit. So summarized bank account. So it is the bank account for the 31st December 2019 for Natalie. Now, so this 2000, so she's starting off the business. So it is on 1st Jan. So it's going to be 2000. This is in, okay, this is going to be my all the cash in bank in, okay, in account, and this is going to be my out account. So whatever I'm going to pay out of the bank, I'm going to represent on the credit side. So, and then prepare the account. So next one, all purchases were on credit, all sales were paid for at the time of order. Purchases and sales for the year. So purchases were at 7,500 hats at £7 per hat. So let's calculate this. 7,500 times 7, that is equal to 52,500, and then you have some of it were returned, so 200 times 7, so that is equal to 1,400 was the pounds that was returned. Then the sales were around 6,600 times 12, that is equal to 79,200, and then 300 hats were returned. So let's calculate at the same rate. So 300 times 12, that is equal to 3,600 hats were returned. Then 500 per month were paid 1 month in advance. So she had paid for 13 months. So 500 times 13, that is equal to 6,500. Then 1 point postage on sales, 1.25 pounds per hat paid on the at the time of postage. So it is postage on sales. So sales were around 6,600 units, and for each of them she paid 1.25, that is equal to 8250 pounds. Then you have office expenses mentioned, internet cost mentioned. Then additional fixtures were bought in March costing 1,300. So here the fixtures were valued at 2,500. What is my total cost? So this thing will go in the bank statement, okay, as an expense. So this is going to go as an expense. We will record it. And then you have Natalie took 500 per month drawings. So she took 500 times 12, that is equal to 6,000 pounds for drawings. Then on 31st December ending, she owed trade payables 10,350 and the fixtures were valued at 2,700. So from this we can calculate the depreciation cost, depreciation expense. So 2,500 plus 1,300 was bought. So 2,500 plus 1,300 is equal to 3,800 was bought for the fixtures and fittings. Out of it, this represents the carrying value. So let's calculate the depreciation. Depreciation is going to be equal to depreciation cost is equal to cost of fixtures and on the cost of the fixtures minus the carrying value. So that is going to be around 3,800 minus 2,700, that is equal to 1,100. So 1,100 pounds is a depreciation cost, which we had to write it as an expense. Now let's record everything. So one more thing is here, trade payables were at 30,350. This represents credit purchases for which I have not paid in cash. So credit purchases were around 10,350. Now this represents the total purchases that had happened for the year. So total purchases. So total purchases were 52,500. Out of that I have to remove the returns. So that is equal to 52,500 minus 1,400, that is going to be equal to 51,100. So, and out of this, okay, this was cash credit purchase. So let's calculate the cash purchase. So cash purchase is equal to total purchase minus the credit purchase that has happened. Credit purchase. So that is equal to 51,100 minus 10,350. Okay, 51,100 minus 10,350, that is equal to 4750. So now let's enter here. So the first one is going to be the total, this sales is going to be here on this side. So this is this one was capital, okay, and then we have the sales that had happened, that is around 79,200, and so sales return was around 3,600, and then you had trade payables. So trade payables were around 'whichever you can write one of them. So it is 40,750, and then 40,750, which was a cash purchase that had happened. And then next one is going to be the rent was paid. So the rent was paid, and it was around 6,500, and then you had postage. It was around 8,250, and then you had office expenses 3,450. Office expenses, it was around 3,450, and then you have internet costs. Internet costs were around 5,050. It was paid, all was paid in cash, all was paid in check, so I'm writing in this. And then additional fixtures were bought, so let's write that also. Fixtures 1300. And then you had drawings which was done by Natalie. So drawings, she took around 6,000. And then this is the end thing. So let's calculate the balances. So when you add up, it's going to be around 81,200. And there is a balance here. So on 31st December, there was a balance. So let's write that. So this was 31st December 2019. So the balance was around 6,800. This is got by doing 81,200 and plus adding all of this. So let's add up all of this. Okay. So 3,600 plus 40,750 plus 6,500 plus 8250 plus 3450 plus 5050 plus 1,300 plus 6,000. So this is equal to 74,900. So 81,000. The difference is going to be the balance. So which is 81,200. So the difference is 6,000. 6,300 is going to be the balance carried forward or brought forward as on 1st Jan 2020. So first Jan 2020. This was 1st Jan 2019. Okay, this was also 31st December 2019. So here the balance carried forward was 6,200. Okay, so then next question. So